as you can see, guys, this is the buffer area, and then from there on I have this much open space. Not all of it my property. My boundary line is where you can see this red tape. Kind of a lousy job, but hey, at least I'm doing it by myself. So that's the boundary of the property. And then I have this Trex deck that we use it quite a bit in spring, summer and fall. But as you can see, there's not much of a shade. And we are thinking that by having some of the ornamental trees and some fruit trees, it should give us some more green space that we are looking to enjoy. And as you can see, I have done the some groundwork based on what we are thinking. So I'll put the layout in the screen so you guys can fully understand what we're thinking. But the thought is that away from boundary line we will have 2 rows of the trees. So we're thinking mix of some ornamental trees and some fruit trees, but the goal is that this will allow us to have couple layers of trees. Once grown mature, it will create a nice row between this buffer and my property. So initially we were thinking that we'll have the right side of my yard with some fruit trees. So mainly, given that we are in zone 6B, we are thinking to put in some couple of apple trees, plum tree, cherry tree, and probably wanted to try out cold hardy pomegranate tree. So that was the plan originally, to put it here on the right side of the yard, and then on the left side of the yard wanted to put in some ornamental trees, but I was more going with some of the magnolias. So we are thinking about few magnolias like Little Gem, and then some of the flowering magnolias like Ginny or Jane Magnolia and whatnot. So that was the original plan, to divide up the backyard in 2 different sections, the left side being the ornamental and the right side being the fruit trees, so it looks like an orchard. But then my lovely wife, she came up with even a better idea, and she suggested that instead of having ornamental trees only on one side, why don't we split up? So we are thinking that now we'll get roughly 4 Little Gem magnolia trees. So we'll put 2 of them on each corner in the back row. So the flags that you see here, the 2 in the back row on right hand side will be magnolia Little Gem, and then 2 on the left hand side back row will be Little Gem as well. The tree before those 2 magnolias on left and right, in the front row, will be some type of flowering magnolia. So initially we were thinking about going for the Jane Magnolia, nice flowering pink color, but then we stumbled upon another type of magnolia they call the Ginny, and that seems to be a little bit smaller in size, I think 12 to 15 feet in height, and it has a very nice dark purple or dark pink shade flowers, and once in a while it also blooms or reblooms in summer as well. So my wife, she loved the color of the flowers. Looks really pretty, and when it reblooms, it's going to have some leaves on it. So against those green leaves, that dark purple or pink color, it's very beautiful looking plant. So we said, okay, we might give it a shot to that one. That's the goal. And then in the middle we will have now our fruit orchard. So that way all the fruit trees are next to each other. It's easy to pollinate. So I'm thinking couple of semi-dwarf apple trees, and then we will have one self-fertile pomegranate which is going to be cold hardy. So I have seen few folks here in Northern Virginia trying that out, and it seems to be growing nicely. So wanted to give that a shot. And then we are thinking for one self-fertile cherry tree, and we'll have one peach or plum. We'll decide on that. I'm leaning more toward plum, but we'll see what my son has to say. He's a 6-year-old, so he loves fruits, and he's very excited about putting in some new fruit trees. So we'll see how that goes. So that's the plan. And in addition to that, in the long term, I'm thinking to build some stone patio. So what I'm thinking is, and I'm going to show you this side where I have this edge of the house, and then this whole area that you can see, it's wide open. So thinking to build that stone patio somewhere in that range, so that way it will have a nice covering by some evergreen magnolias, as well as some flowering magnolias, and then we'll put some shade or gazebo style thing there. So we'll see how that goes. That's a very long-term plan, not planning to do anything right now, but that's the goal. So that way we can have some nice backyard that we can enjoy. And on that front, there is another part of the yard that I'm thinking. So if you see this side of the yard right next to the stairs, I'm thinking that we will put in few hardy banana trees or banana plants. So technically they are plants, not trees. Thinking about Musa Baju. So a few folks here in Northern Virginia. Okay, there is another plane going over my head. So we will have Musa Baju planted here in this side, at least 2 of them, and I have read and heard that basically they are very easy to grow in this area because it doesn't get too cold. I mean, yes, every 4 or 5 years we get some decent storm that buries the things under a couple of feet of snow, but on an average we have much better one warmer winter. So like this year pretty much we had no snow. There was only one day where it was barely covering the ground. So the thought is that if we have banana plants there, and on this side when we build the stone patio, it might give us a feeling of having more of a tropical area. So that's the long-term plan. So we'll see, but we will start with planting some trees in near future. So as we keep moving along, I will make sure that I take you guys along with me in my journey, and we'll see how it goes. So this weekend I'm planning to visit some nurseries and big box stores around me, and we'll see if I can take you guys along with me and capture some footage from there on how the different trees look like and whatnot. Also, I'm going to try to have a few folks come in and give me an estimate, just in case if I'm not able to do the digging for the trees and whatnot, so they can come and dig it for me, and we'll have them planted here. As of right now, I'm leaning toward okay, I'm going to give a pause for another plane. So going back to what I was saying, I'm leaning toward me doing all the planting work. That way at least we can cherish the memory that after 10 years or so we can say, oh, we did plant all this tree, and now they are giant 15-20 footer trees. And that way at least my son will also have some memory. As he grows up, he will remember doing all this work. So we'll see how it goes this spring, and we'll keep you guys with me in this journey. So see you out there soon.